Hello friends and story lovers. It's great to see you today. So I have lots of nursery rhymes for you. I love nursery rhymes. I've loved them my whole life. I can remember when I was a little girl, when I was just 5 years old, sitting on the swing, swinging on the swing in our backyard and saying nursery rhymes to myself, and I've loved doing it ever since. The interesting thing about nursery rhymes are that they're poetry, so they teach rhyming and they help children hear the sounds and words, but also they teach a little bit about culture and history. A lot of the ones I'm going to do today are English, and so they will tell us things about English history. If you come from another country, your country will likely also have a tradition of nursery rhymes, and it's great to share your own culture's nursery rhymes with your children in whatever language they may be. So I encourage you to do that. So before we get started, let's do this. Can you wiggle your fingers like this? And then can you wiggle your shoulders? And can you wiggle your nose? Now all the wiggles are out of me. Can you go shh? I'm as quiet as I can be. So you're going to hear lots of nursery rhymes told different ways, but we're going to start with some flannel boards. So, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. Now that's a totally silly one, isn't it? Let's try another one. Here we go. I bet you'll know this one. There we go. Hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 1 and the mouse ran down. Hickory dickory dock, tick tock. And last but not least, some of the nursery rhymes you sing and some of them you just say. This is a singing one. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. Whoops, lost a bag of wool. 1 for my master, 1 for my dame, 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Baa Baa Black Sheep, have you any wool? Yes sir, 3 bags full. So that rhyme is from a time when people had to buy wool and spin it into thread and weave it into cloth to make their clothes, and that's what all of these people would want to get the wool for. So let's do, before we go on, the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Are you ready? Here we go. The Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again. And see, in that finger play you learned about something a spider does, about how a spider moves, and you sang a song at the same time. And now it's time for a book. This is one of my favorite nursery rhyme books, The Bells of London. You know, London is a very old city, and there are many, many churches in London that are also very old, and you can still hear them chiming on the hour and sometimes on the half hour. So what's really fun about this book is you kind of get 2 things in it. You get the Bells of London rhyme, and then there's a story in the pictures. So it's also like a wordless book. So as we go along, I'm going to read the rhyme, and then I'm going to talk about what's in the pictures. Wordless picture books are really fun because when you read them, you make up the story. You look at the pictures and you decide what the story is that the pictures are telling you. The Bells of London is a fine old ditty naming churches of England's capital city. Look down in the streets as the bells ring above. See the tale of a girl and a boy and a dove. So I think that's the girl there, and she has a dove in a basket with her father, and I believe this is the boy, and that's his father. And it looks like maybe his father's rich. He has a sack of money on his belt. Gay go up and gay go down, ring the bells of London town. And then you get a great view of the city of London, like you're up on top of one of the bell towers. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. And so it looks like the father is bringing his geese to market to sell, and the little girl has her dove. She doesn't look really happy though. She doesn't have a smile on her face. Pancakes and fritters, say the bells of St. Peter's. And you can see here's the boy, and he is giving the girl's father some money, and it looks like he's buying her dove. And she again looks sad. I don't think she wants to give him away. Brickbats and Giles, say the bells of St. Giles. And here the father and the little boy are walking away with the dove, but look, the little girl is following behind him. Two sticks and an apple, say the bells of Whitechapel. And look what she's done. She's opened the cage and she's letting the dove go free. Bullseyes and targets, say the bells of St. Margaret's. And look, the dove has landed on the archery target, and the girl is stopping the archer from trying to shoot him with his arrow. Old Father Baldpate, says the slow bells of Aldgate. And there's the dove, it's flying away, and the boy has the cage, and everybody's looking at it up in the air, including the monk. Maids in white aprons, say the bells of St. Catherine's. And look, that girl has caught the dove in her apron while the boy and the girl are chasing behind. Pokers and bells, say the bells of St. John's. Oh, and she's taking it back to a tart and pie shop. Do you think they're going to bake the dove into a pie? Uh-oh, I think they are. Look, they have all these other animals they're going to bake into pies. Kettles and pans, say the bells of St. Anne's, but the little girl grabs the apron with her dove in it and grabs it out the window. Well, the boy gives up and he says, "You owe me 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's." So he says, "You can keep your dove, but you're going to need to pay me back for it." "When will you pay me?" say the bells of Old Bailey. He asks, and that's probably what the boy's asking her. When are you ever going to pay me? "When I grow rich," say the bells of Shoreditch. And he's following her. She's in a hay wagon. She must be going home to her farm. "Pray, when will that be?" say the bells of Stepney. And there's the dove out back at home on the farm. "I'm sure I don't know," says the great bell at Bow. And so now we've been all around the London town and seen all the bells, and we've had a story too. I hope you enjoyed that one. Now we're going to do another song. It's called Frerajaka, and you can pretend you're ringing a bell. Frerajaka, Frerajaka, dormez-vous, dormez-vous, sonnez les matines, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Are you sleeping, are you sleeping, Brother John, Brother John? Morning bells are ringing, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. This book is called The Neighborhood Mother Goose by Nina Cruz, and it's different because it's full of photographs that make nursery rhymes, and I think it's really funny. Here's one you might know. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. So look at how she made that picture. She has like a birthday candle and a cupcake, and then she made it look like the boys jumping over. Jack, be nimble, Jack, be quick, Jack, jump over the candlestick. And here's little Miss Muffet sat on a tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Then came a big spider who sat down beside her, and there's a spider, and frightened Miss Muffet away. And I love this one. My mother always used to say this one to my sister and I, because we had curly hair when we were little girls. There was a little girl who had a little curl right in the middle of her forehead. And when she was good, she was very, very good. But when she was bad, she was horrid. And this is one that's a tongue twister too. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? There we go. So I hope you enjoyed those. And now we have one of my favorite songs, because it has one of my favorite little toys I get to play with. Pop Goes the Weasel. All around the cobbler's bench, the monkey chased the weasel. Monkey thought 'twas all in fun. Pop goes the weasel. Penny for a spool of thread, penny for a needle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. Let's sing it again and see if you can sing it with me, all right? All around the cobbler's bench, the monkey chased the weasel. Monkey thought 'twas all in fun. Pop goes the weasel. Penny for a spool of thread, penny for a needle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. This book, it has the name of one of my other favorite songs, Row, Row, Row Your Boat by Jane Cabrera. And what she does is she takes one of the songs and then she makes it into a whole book, and you'll see how she does that. So we'll start by singing, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. But then she says, row, row, row your boat slowly down the creek. If you see the swimming mice, don't forget to squeak. Eek! Can you all go eek with me? Row, row, row your boat, splish and splash and splatter. If you see the monkey swing, don't forget to chatter. Chee, 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 chee. Can you say that? Chee, 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 chee with me. Who's next? Row, row, row your boat past the old tree stump. If you see the elephant, don't forget to tromp. Doot, doot, doot. Can you do that? Doot, doot, doot. That's what the elephant does with his nose. Row, row, row your boat through the narrow gap. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to snap. Snap, snap, snap with me. Row, row, row your boat closer to the shore. If you see a lion smile, don't forget to roar. Can you roar? Roar. Row, row, row your boat, watch the tiger prowl. If you see his mighty pounce, don't forget to growl. Growl. Growl with me. Row, row, row your boat beneath the sky so blue. If you see the singing doves, don't forget to coo, 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 coo. Row, row, row your boat, now it's getting dark. If you see mommy dog, don't forget to bark. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, woof with me. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Wearily, 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 snuggle up and dream. Isn't that a fun book? I really like it. Now we have one of our favorite songs, Mr. Bingo. Here we go. B-I-N-G-O. Ooh, I barely have room. I'm going to move him over just a little bit there. Here we go. Just a little bit so the letters don't fall off the flannel board. Bingo, B-I-N-G-O. And remember how we do this, we sing it and we spell out the letters, and every time, every verse, I'm going to turn over one of the letters, and then instead of saying the letter, we'll clap. So here we go. Was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. B-I-N-G-O, and Bingo was his name. Oh, so now I'm going to turn the B over, so instead of saying the B when we sing, we're going to clap. Was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, I-N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, so now I'm going to turn the I over, and now we'll clap. How many times? 1, 2 times. Was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, N-G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, all right. 3 claps, 2 letters. Was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, G-O, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, right. 4 claps, 1 letter. Was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, 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 and Bingo was his name. Oh, all right, now, no letters, all claps, 5 claps. Was a farmer, had a dog, and Bingo was his name. Oh, and Bingo was his name. Oh. Do you know the story of little Goldilocks and the 3 bears? If you don't, you're going to know it when I'm done. Once upon a time, there were 1, 2, 3 bears. A papa bear, a mama bear, and a little tiny baby bear. Now, the 3 bears all lived together very happily in a nice little cottage in the woods. And one morning, when Mama Bear made porridge for breakfast, they all sat down to eat their porridge. And unfortunately, they realized it was too hot. So the 3 of them decided that they would all go out and take a walk while their porridge cooled down. Well, while the bears were out on their walk, who should also be walking in the woods but a little girl named Goldilocks. And she walked up the path to the bear's house and thought, what a nice little house this is. I wonder who lives there. And she knocked on the door. But you know, no one was home, so no one answered. So she grabbed the doorknob and it turned, and she opened the door and she walked inside, right into the kitchen. And what was sitting on the kitchen table but 1, 2, 3 bowls of porridge? And she was hungry from her walk, so she thought, I'll just take a little taste of the porridge. So she took a spoonful out of the biggest bowl, and it was too hot. And she took a spoonful out of the middle-sized bowl, and it was too cold. But then she took a spoonful out of the little tiny bowl, and it was just right, and she ate it all up. Ate up every bit of that porridge. It was so delicious. And then she walked into the next room, and what did she see but 3 chairs? So first she sat on the great big chair, but it was too high. And then she sat on the middle-sized chair, but it was too low. And then she sat in the baby chair, and it was a little tiny rocking chair, and it was just right. So she rocked and she rocked and she rocked and she rocked and she rocked till she broke it to bits. This was kind of a destructive little girl. Then she noticed there were a flight of stairs. So she walked up the stairs and into the bedroom. And in the bedroom, as you can guess, there were 1, 2, 3 beds. There was a great big bed, and she laid on that. And it was too hard. And then there was a middle-sized bed, and she laid on that. And it was too soft. But there was a little tiny baby bed, and she got in that, and it was just right, and it was so comfortable that she went right to sleep. Well, in the meantime, the 3 bears came back from their walk. And they went into the kitchen. They were all quite hungry now, and they were ready for breakfast. And Papa Bear said, somebody's been eating my porridge. And Mama Bear said, somebody's been eating my porridge. And Baby Bear said, somebody's been eating my porridge, and they ate it all up. There's somebody in our house. Well, the bears decided they better go investigate further. So they went into the living room, and Papa Bear looked at his chair, and he said, somebody's been sitting in my chair. I can tell, my blanket's all wrinkled. And Mama Bear said, someone's been sitting in my chair too, and they messed up all my pillows. And Baby Bear went over to his chair and he said, somebody's been sitting in my chair too, and they broke it to bits. Well, where could this person be in their house? Maybe upstairs. So all 3 bears went up the stairs. And Papa Bear took one look at his covers on his bed and he said, someone's been sleeping in my bed. And of course Mama Bear saw her bed and saw the quilt was all wrinkled and said, someone's been sleeping in my bed. And Baby Bear went over to his bed and he said, well, someone's been sleeping in my bed and she's still there. And with that, Goldilocks woke up and she looked up, and what did she see but 1, 2, 3 bears looking at her with all their bare eyes. And she got so scared, she jumped out of the bed and ran down the stairs as fast as she could and out the door, and never, ever, ever went back to the 3 bears' house again. And that's the story of Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Let's have a song. And this song is This Old Man. In the chorus you go, knick, knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, this old man came rolling home. This old man, he played 1, he played knick-knack on my thumb with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, this old man came rolling home. Now we have 2. This old man, he played 2, he played knick-knack on my shoe with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, this old man came rolling home. This old man, he played 3, he played knick-knack on my knee with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, this old man came rolling home. This old man, he played 4, he played knick-knack on the floor with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, this old man came rolling home. So we're just going to do 5, and 5 is hive, but it's your head that's the hive. Are you ready? This old man, he played 5, he played knick-knack on his hive with a knick-knack, paddywhack, give a dog a bone, this old man came rolling home. Now, this is my favorite Mother Goose nursery rhyme book, The Little Dog Laughed. Well, we already heard the Little Dog Laughed poem. And I'm just going to read Well, I'm going to read two of them. I forgot. Two of my favorites. This is Ride a cock horse to Banbury Cross to see a fine lady upon a white horse. Rings on her fingers and bells on her toes. She shall have music wherever she goes. And just one more nursery rhyme before we do Farmer in the Dell and say goodbye. Humpty Dumpty. We can't do nursery rhymes and not do Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and all the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Poor Humpty Dumpty. People have been trying to repair him for about 5,000 years. Now let's do the Farmer in the Dell. Here we go. The farmer in the dell, the farmer in the dell. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer in the dell. The farmer takes the wife, the farmer takes the wife. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the farmer takes the wife. The wife takes the child, the wife takes the child. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the wife takes the child. The child takes the nurse, the child takes the nurse. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the child takes the nurse. The nurse takes the dog, the nurse takes the dog. Woof woof! Can you woof woof with me? Hi-ho the dairy-o, the nurse takes the dog. The dog takes the cat. Meow! The dog takes the cat. Meow! Hi-ho the dairy-o, the dog takes the cat. The cat takes the rat. The cat takes the rat. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the cat takes the rat. The rat takes the cheese. The rat takes the cheese. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the rat takes the cheese. Now the next part, I think it's because the cheese must be smelly, because the cheese stands alone. The cheese stands alone. Hi-ho the dairy-o, the cheese stands alone. So let's finish by singing Twinkle Twinkle and then Little Star, and then we'll say goodbye. You ready? Here we go. Make your fingers to be twinkle stars. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. And with that, I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you next time for story time. Bye-bye.